glory. Scotland will be on the outside in the women's 4x4. Nicole Jurgens in fine form. The Jamaicans are the defending champions. Bronze in the Olympics last year, silver last month in Eugene. Watch for Gould to anchor them home. The Nigerians have got a brilliant quartet. Silver behind Jamaica in Glasgow and on the Gold Coast. The South Africans. Coetzee on the lead leg, she's the African champion. Watch for Van der Velde, bronze in the 4 hurdles, just behind her. The Canadians just off the podium in Tokyo. The very experienced Kyra Constantine will anchor them. Could Kenya win their first medal in the women's 4x4? Mary Moura, champion in the 800, will be on the anchor leg. And listen to this. England last tasted glory in the women's 4x4 28 years ago. Almost 3 decades later, is it the host nation turn? Botswana on the inside in 2. Jelle on the lead leg for them, very experienced athlete. The Botswanans got the bronze on the Gold Coast. One last act of drama on a week that will long linger in the memory of everybody lucky enough to be here. It's the final of the women's 4x400m relay. Botswana in 2, England in 3, Kenya 4, Canada 5, South Africa 6, Nigeria 7, Jamaica 8, and Scotland on the outside in lane 9.
Welcome, brothers and sisters. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what a finish. The women's 4x400 relay at the 2026 Commonwealth Games delivered one of the most dramatic moments of the competition, with Jamaica arriving as the defending champions, England carrying the pressure of competing on home soil, and Canada fielding a powerful squad. Expectations were extremely high. Now, stay to this channel so that you may understand how England, Jamaica, and Canada performed in this particular Commonwealth 2026 race. Jamaica getting bronze, England making to be number 1, and Canada securing the 2nd position. Continue liking, subscribing, and sharing. The original credit goes to the original creator of this video. I'll be coming back with more reaction and commentary.
Huge moment for the 8 women ready to start the battle.
Set.
Here we go then, with an epic climax to an epic week of athletics. Pretty even at the moment, no big move yet from Salmon, the 400 hurdler specialist, second from the left-hand side for Jamaica. Obi of Nigeria beginning to go well. England have Victoria Uhuru, silver medalist in the individual 400 on the lead leg, and she's beginning to close down on Nduru, African bronze medalist 4 years ago. Zoe Clark on the outside for Scotland. Now Salmon using that 400 hurdle strength to begin to come through. Uhuru running well. The Nigerians just going backwards a little bit. Watch for the positions on this first changeover. England, Jamaica, Scotland going well, and also the Canadians in the mix.
A very solid lead there from Uhuru for England, and as they break from lanes here, so the second leg runner Williams goes into the lead. Fantastic for England at the moment. Jodie Williams had a wonderful run for a bronze in the individual 400. Jamaica eased past England there on this second leg. Jamaica with Janelle Broomfield on this second leg. Nothing between these 3, but they're beginning to get away.
Really good running here by Bromfield, showing her strength. Jodie Williams absolutely ecstatic with that individual bronze at the end of a difficult season. Listen to the noise, it's incredible, and there are still 2 legs to go. Bromfield now beginning to wade through treacle. Jamaica from England, from Canada, and the Nigerians are a long way out of it at the moment.
Well, Scotland in 3rd place at the moment. Beth Dobbin was in treacle in the last 50 metres or so of that for them. They're in 4th place. down the back straight. Jamaica from England, and the English third leg runner Amma Pippi, who's had a wonderful season, a wonderful game, takes the lead with 200 to run past the Jamaican third leg runner Ronisha McGregor, and the gap is there. It's 3 metres. Canada a further couple of metres back, and Pippi continues to put on the power here.
Listen to the noise for Amma Pippi. She was only just off the podium in the individual 400 metres. England have not won this title for nearly 3 decades. The home crowd willing them on, roaring them on. One last lap for one last gold. England lead. Canada and Jamaica tied for second here. And they have Jessie Knight in their sights. It's Gould, the 800-metre specialist, trying to close for Jamaica with Constantine of Canada. So many times the Canadians have pulled it out of the bag. And Knight is beginning to feel the pressure here. Can she hang on? One last burst for glory. Is it going to be England's night? It's been a glittering, glorious week of athletics. She's still driving, she's still pushing, but Constantine is closing. What a finish to an epic week of athletics. Is it England or is it Canada? They're side by side, there's nothing to separate them. Oh my gosh, it's one of the best finishes to a 4x4 relay we have ever seen. Usually, it goes to the athlete closing with the momentum, but it was so close. Somehow, Jessie Knight managed to stand tall. None of us know. It was too close to call. We're watching, we're waiting. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're enjoying these images. Top quality drama. They both gave it everything. Was it the Canadians' lunge for the line? It usually goes to the athlete who has the momentum. That was Constantine. Knight was coming under all sorts of pressure. The wait goes on. You'll hear the roar. You will now. It's gone to England. Their first title in 28 years, and they've done it by the narrowest of margins. What an incredible finish. 100th of a second in it, and she still doesn't quite believe that she's managed to pull that off. It looked for all the world as though it was going to be Canada, but it's England who come out on top in front of their home crowd. Have you ever seen a tighter finish to a 4x4 than that?
Well, the Canadians gutted. They would want to look at that picture, Rob. 1/100th of a second. We were talking today about what 1/100th of a second represents, and it's millimetres. But the Canadians, I thought you were right. I thought the Canadians had the momentum and they might take it. But you know what Jessie Knight did? She was very smart, and the Poles have specialised in this. You punch forward with one arm, and it drags your chest on that side forwards by a few millimetres, and that might have been the difference. That Polish punch towards the line might have gained England the final gold of these games.
Catherine Merry, you've been involved in some great 400-metre battles. Can you ever remember a finish like that?
Fabulous. A brilliant performance from the English team. Ahuragu, Williams, Amma Pippi, a brilliant third leg from her. But Jessie Knight was unbelievable here. She was not going to lose England the Commonwealth title on English soil. She dug deep 2, 3, 4 times. Brilliant. The pressure was there. Look at that. She did have the momentum, didn't she, Constantine from Canada? But look at it again. Jessie Knight said no, and dug deep again. And look at that. Textbook dip, that is, as Tim called it. Absolutely brilliant. And that's what's got England the gold medal in the final event of the Commonwealth Games athletics programme.
That was ridiculous. Jessie Knight with what Tim Hutchings is calling the Polish punch. Watch here. Constantine is coming. She's closing. Eyeballs bulging. Lunging for the line. Leaning and believing it will be a glittering gold for Canada. But now, Knight somehow finds a way to produce some forward momentum. That was so tight, Tim.
And when you think she's a primary school teacher from Surrey, I mean, that is just wonderful, isn't it? You know, this is the sport for every man, every woman. You can do this. There's an event for you the disciplines of track and field athletics expand a huge umbrella across the entire population. Jessie Knight here, looking fabulous, being run down here by the Canadian Kyra Constantine, and at this point you thought Constantine would go past her and win by several inches, but Knight somewhere found another couple of inches in those last couple of strides.
Wow, thank you for staying tuned to this channel. I believe you have enjoyed the videos. Now, from the starting gun, it was clear that this was going to be a highly competitive race. England, Jamaica, Scotland, and Canada immediately positioned themselves among the leading teams. Nobody wanted to give away too much ground during the opening leg, knowing that the 4x400 relay can change dramatically with every baton exchange. Jamaica entered the competition with enormous expectations. As defending champions, they were one of the teams everyone was watching. England, meanwhile, had something equally powerful behind them: the support of the home ground. The opening exchanges remained extremely competitive, with the leading teams refusing to allow anyone to establish a decisive advantage. Jamaica and the England battled for control. So, as the second leg began, the intensity increased. Jamaica and England continued to fight for position, with both teams showing impressive speed and composure. Every exchange became crucial because even the smallest mistake could cost a team valuable time. By the third leg, the race had developed into a fascinating battle. England's Emma Pippi produced a tremendous third leg, putting England in a position to challenge strongly for the gold medal. Her performance helped England move ahead of Jamaica and placed enormous pressure on the final runners. At this point, the crowd could sense that something special was developing. Jamaica was still firmly in contention, but England had created an important advantage heading into the final exchange. And then came the moment everyone could remember: the incredible anchor leg showdown. The final leg transformed the race into a breathtaking spirit to the finish. England's Jessie Knight took the baton, while Canada's Kyra Constantine was determined to fight all the way to the line. The two runners battled intensely down the final straight. Neither athlete was willing to surrender. As they approached the finish line, the difference between them became almost impossible to see. The crowd watched it in anticipation as the runners threw everything they had into their final meters. And then they crossed the line. For a moment, nobody knew who had won. The results came down to an incredibly narrow margin, whereby England had done it. Gold for England. Canada had to settle for silver, and Jamaica, despite being among the favorites, finished with the bronze medal. One hundredth of a second. The final margin tells the entire story. England's victory over Canada was decided by just 1/100th of a second. That is how close the competition was. In a relay race, where four athletes have to perform their individual roles perfectly, the smallest advantage can determine the medal position. One strike, one movement, one perfectly timed finish. And in this case, England's Jessie Knight produced a crucial final movement at the line. The race analysts highlighted that what is sometimes called a Polish punch, a technique where the athlete aggressively thrusts the arm forward at the finish to gain the smallest possible advantage. It may have looked like a tiny movement, but in a race decided by 1/100th of a second, tiny movements can make a massive difference. A historic movement for England, the victory was particularly significant for England because it marked their first women's 4x400 meters relay title at the Commonwealth Games in 28 years. That makes the achievement even more remarkable. Competing in front of the home ground, England's athletes delivered when it mattered most. They survived the pressure, handled the close battle with Jamaica and Canada, and produced a spectacular finish when the gold medal was on the line. For the English team and their supporters, this was more than simply another relay victory. It was a moment of history. Jamaica's surprising bronze. That is another heading that was knocking the heads of viewers. For Jamaica, the result was undoubtedly a disappointment considering the expectations surrounding the defending champions. Jamaica has a long and proud tradition of excellence in sprinting and relay competition. So, many fans would have expected them to challenge strongly for gold. But this race once again demonstrated why relay events are so unpredictable. Being the defending champion does not guarantee victory. Every athlete must execute, every baton exchange matters, and every final stride can change the medal positions. Jamaica ultimately had to settle for bronze, while England celebrated gold and Canada took silver. Now, in conclusion, the women's 4x400 meters final at the 2026 Commonwealth Games will be remembered as a race where every fraction of a second mattered. England produced a remarkable performance to claim gold. Canada pushed them all the way to the finish line for silver, and Jamaica showed tremendous competitiveness despite finishing with bronze. But the biggest lesson from this race is simple. In a light relay racing, victory can come down to the smallest detail. A strong third leg, a clean baton exchange, a powerful final sprint, and sometimes even a perfectly timed arm movement at the finish can be the difference between standing on top of the podium and watching someone else celebrate. For England, that tiny margin created a historic gold medal. For Canada, it was an agonizingly close second place. And for Jamaica, it was a reminder that even the strongest relay teams must fight. And for Jamaica, it was a reminder that even the strongest relay teams must fight for every single meter. What an incredible Commonwealth Games final! Thank you for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you and have a nice time.